Moving on, we have the search functionality. So there is the standard search entry box that you can input information into. So if I search for salvia, for example, you'll see there's still lots and lots of salvias in the plant library. There's only one I think that I've actually put a photograph next to, Salvia caradonna, but otherwise you can see there are lots of salvias in there. We can delete that and it will bring back the rest of the list. Next to that there is a filter section. Now if I click on filter, at the top we've got three sections: all plants, favourites and palette. All plants is obviously every single plant in the library, and it comes with around about 2,400 plants at the moment. You are of course able to add your own, and we'll talk to you about that in a second. But all plants obviously shows all plants. Favourites, at the moment if I click it there won't be anything in there because I haven't added a favourite. So if I go back to all plants and then I decide, right, I'm going to favourite the first 5 plants, for example, all you do is click on the star, and then if I go back to that filter box you'll see that we now have favourites. There are your plants sitting in your favourites list, and to remove them all you do is untick the star and you'll get back to having none in there. So there's a favourites list there. Palette I'll talk to you about in a second when we look at plant plan, but we'll come back to it. Below that you have all the categories. So if you only want to see the grasses that you have in your library, you can click grasses and that will show you all of the grasses that you have. If you click on annuals, it will show the annuals that you have, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot better filtering in the new version that you had perhaps in the previous ones. So we'll just click clear filters for now. Moving down to the plant list itself, we've already mentioned the photographs. They're quite small, just by looking at the dialog. If you hover over a plant, it's going to give you a slightly larger version of the image. If you click it, it's going to give you a larger image still, and you can see the height and spread of that plant once you've clicked. To go back, you just click the little arrow in the top left hand corner. To the right of that you have 3 little dots. Now if I click on the 3 little dots, that's going to give you details of that particular plant. Now current users of Plant25 will be familiar with Plant Collection. Plant Collection now doesn't exist. I've amalgamated the functionality of that tool with a number of the other tools inside Plant25, so you won't see that anymore. This is how you now view the details of your plants and also edit them. So first of all, if I click on the image at the top, you get a larger image still, so you can see a bit more clearly about the plant that you are looking at. Below that you have all the standard attributes that you will be familiar with from using it before, and that you would expect. There's also an edit plant option in the bottom right hand corner. If I click on that, that's going to take you into the edit section where you can now change any of the attributes that you like of the plant. So previously you couldn't change the botanical name because that would mess around with the saving functionality of the extension. Now you can. So if you created a plant and spelt it wrong, you haven't got to do the whole thing again. You can just go in, change it, and you'll be good to go. I'll go through most of these when we look at plant create in a moment, but you'll see that you can go through there and change anything you like to do with that plant. You can also delete plants from here if you want to, so there is a delete button at the top. Just click that and that will just confirm that you want to delete the plant, and you can confirm or cancel it if you want to. Another function here now is the duplicate button. Now let's take for example something like a piece of topiary, a taxus ball. You might have a 50 centimeter taxus ball saved in your library. They are actually already there, so don't worry, but you could be creating one from scratch, and you want that taxus ball now to be say 75 centimeters. Rather than have to create the whole plant again from scratch, all you need to do is to click duplicate, and then it's going to give you the option to change the botanical name. So you might want to do bracketed 75 centimeters or whatever you want after the taxus baccata. Save that. That will then get added to your list, so it doesn't take as long to actually create brand new plants if you're repeating the process from an existing plant.